This is CNEagles.com and the Shannon Mincey Show. I'm Adam Cavalier, the voice of the Eagles, alongside the head coach of Carson-Newman Volleyball, Shannon Mincey. Coach Mincey, we take a look back and we take a look forward for Carson-Newman Volleyball, and we start with a tough 5-set loss to arch-rival Tusculum on Tuesday night. You were ahead 9-6 in the 5th set, but Tusculum ends up storming back. What made that a tough loss, and how do you rebound from it?
Adam, it was a very tough loss. I actually sent the Tusculum coach a message afterwards and felt like both teams fought hard. I thought it was a high-quality match. I think the momentum swings made it fun, made it intense. Unfortunately, we did come out on the losing end. That part is not fun. It allowed my girls to regroup and really refocus and be determined. We met the next morning and challenged each other to be mentally tougher.
You're here bright and early that next morning, too. How important is that your girls are all on the same page and they're together as a team after a loss like that?
Coming together the next morning isn't a punishment for me. It's more of, I can remember when I was an athlete, I wanted to quickly get back with my team and regroup, where had we had normal practice time, our girls would have spent the entire day mulling over the loss that they just suffered from Tusculum. So we came in the morning and got together, worked on some things, did some things that challenged each other mentally, and feel very refreshed actually after that. We actually felt like we had the day off because the afternoon was free for us to watch our soccer teams and study. And so we're ready for this weekend. I'm feeling very excited about this weekend.
You play a Newberry team that is a bit interesting. They don't have any attackers who stand out statistically, but you've got two girls who have 13 and 16 service aces. Right. So a tough service game that's second in the conference. How do you deal with that and stay in system against them?
You know, this is my 9th year here at Carson-Newman, and I don't know what's in the gym at Newberry, but they serve so aggressively year after year after year. It's not one particular player. They have an amazing serve. I think some of that comes from their foreigners that they have on the team. It's a different style. It's a very dropping topspin serve that we need to be prepared for. Fortunately, I feel like we have a top-notch libero in our conference who can handle the serves this year. She's a senior, and she's expected to step up Friday night. So those expectations will be on her to lead our serve receive and allow us to run an offensive system.
You talk about Angel Hayes, and certainly she has been pretty impressive in the top third of the conference in Diggs' set with 4.7. The players that she's behind are leading the nation and second in the nation in Diggs per set. What's she done to mature and develop as a player in her senior season?
Angel's a court leader. Those qualities she's always had. This year in particular, though, I sense that she's set some personal goals, challenging herself. Last night I kind of sent her a text message, always make sure you're one dig ahead of the other libero on the team. Because liberos, it's hard to have goals. All you do is dig, 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 and you don't get a lot of the reward as the hitters do, and sometimes the setters do. Angel does a fabulous job of serve receive, and that is something that no one notices. The setter's allowed to set whoever, and that's based on what Angel does. And if we break down, then Angel feels the heat as well. So she's done an excellent job as a senior of leading our serve receive. She's put a lot of extra time in the gym outside of practice as well.
You talk about Newberry's service ace game, or service game in general, but you turn your attention Saturday, make the quick turnaround to play Anderson down in South Carolina. And Anderson, a team that arguably one of the top attacking teams in the SAC, with two players who are second and then sixth in the conference in kills a set, both averaging better than 3.25. How do you defend that high-powered attack coming from the pins?
I hope last year we learned our lesson. Anderson blitzed us last year. We lost there 3-0. We were not anticipating their blockers or their hitters. So I think from a standpoint of defense, we need to be ready to step up.
Yeah, and you think about their defense too. Rowe is second in the conference with better than a block a set. All around game at the net. How do you prepare for that?
It's tough. Volleyball allows us to play two different opponents, and sometimes those opponents are night and day, and the preparation is not. It's a quick turnaround. So we need to go into Newberry, be prepared for an intense crowd, be ready to serve receive. They have two strong hitters that we need to shut down, and then quickly turn around Saturday and handle Anderson both quality teams in our conference, but both very different. So the mindset's got to be different.
How much do those opening tournaments where you played the Carson-Newman Classic, the Eagle Invitational in the first 2 weeks of the year, multiple games in just 2 days, how do those tournaments prepare you for quick turnarounds and weekends like this?
There's two different strategies as a coach. You can either change your game to beat the other team, or you can stay with your game and hope that that is well enough to beat the other team. I feel as if this year our system is strong enough that we don't need to make a ton of adjustments, whereas in some years past we've had to do some different things to try to defeat the other team. I think if we can stay in system and play our game and not worry about what they're doing, we'll be okay.
Coach Mincey, always a pleasure. Good luck this weekend against Newberry and Anderson.
Thank you, Adam.
Carson-Newman head volleyball coach Shannon Mincey. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Shannon Mincey Show. This is seeandeagles.com.